Hey guys, welcome to Film World. Today I'm going to explain a romance comedy film called No Strings Attached from 2011. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The movie begins with Adam and Emma sitting on a bench and talking to each other. Both of them are comfortable at a summer camp since they don't know anyone but each other. Adam says that his parents are going through a divorce, so he had go to the camp. While he's crying, Emma tries to comfort him, says that some people are not meant to be together. Calming down, Adams asks if he could finger her, and she refuses. 5 years later, Emma's attending a reunion party where she finds drunk Adam and dancing with some girls. She then bumps into her friend Patricia, who made fun of her for wearing pajamas. While everyone else is looking their best, Adam notices her and decides to start a conversation with her. Out of the blue, he confesses to her that he likes her. Encouraged, Emma invites him to go with her to some stupid things. Although she doesn't specify what, he agrees regardless. The following day, the stupid things turned out to be the funeral of Emma's dad. Since he has no idea, Adams comes dressed in bright colors. Although she introduces him to her sister Katie along with her mother, she doesn't know how to comfort them. Afterwards, he watches from the window as Emma consoles her grieving mom. Before he leaves, Emma tells him that she's glad that he stayed with her, although he informs her that he'll call her later. She replies she shouldn't see her again. A year later, Ellie, Adam's friend, coincidentally bumps into practice at a market and calls Adam over to greet her. Since they were all college friends, by chance Emma hears Adam's voice talking to Patrice, which surprises her. Then she walks up to him to catch up. When she finds out that he's here with his girlfriend Vanessa, Adams learns that Emma works as an intern in a nearby hospital. Reading the room, Emma decides to remove herself from the conversation. However, Adam asks for her number before she leaves, which she gladly does, hoping that they'd keep in touch. A few months later, Adam works as a production assistant for a TV show. While he's at his dad's Elvin estate, he tries to tell him about the episode he wrote for his TV show. Since Elvis' director, nevertheless, he diverts the conversation to sex and asks Adam if he's been with anyone other than Vanessa lately. Since they have been broken up, Adam didn't sleep with any other girl. Unfortunately, Adam finds Vanessa running into the room to get her dog. Disgusted, Adam connects the dots, then punches him in the gut when he realizes he's dating his ex-girlfriend. Afterwards, Adam meets with Ellie and his friend Wallace to vent to them about Alvin's betrayal. Suddenly, he gets an idea to call every girl on his contact list until one of them agrees to sleep with him. He spent the whole day drinking and dialing till he wakes up hangover on a couch with an unknown woman staring at him. He then finds out that her name is Shira, although they didn't have sex. Her roommate Guy walks in to give Adam his socks. Confused, Adam doesn't have any recollection of the previous night. To his surprise, Patrice walks into the room, which Adam's delighted to see her. To save him from the embarrassment, she pretends that they had sex. He then finds Emma walking in the kitchen, telling Adam that he called her for an emergency, where he came over and passed out. However, he finds out that he told her about his dad, so he thanks her for taking him in. While they are talking, he starts to undress her. Evidently, they start making out. After a while, Adam and Emma agree not to tell anyone about their one-time thing. While he's eating lunch, he sends Emma a voicemail asking her to hang out again. Coincidentally, she pulls up at a restaurant he's at, where he flirts with her in front of her co-worker Sam. Confused, Ellie asks Adam if he hooked up with Emma, which he confirms, although Ellie tells him she's not that into him. Since she's not calling him back, he decides to surprise her. At the hospital, Emma finds Adam walking in with a balloon. He tells her that he wants to thank her for the hard work she's putting at the hospital, but she declares that she's not the type of person to get into a relationship. She then leaves for her shift, while Adam meets with his friends for a few drinks. At night, Emma texts Adam. However, Ellie and Wallace are aware that she's only texting him for sex. Nevertheless, he lets her come over to his house. After a while, Emma meets with Adam to have an injection game again. Afterwards, she starts dressing, while Adam tries to get her to stay, but she declares again she's not looking for a relationship. Emma then asks if he wants to be her friend with benefits. Evidently, Adam agrees. However, there's a few rules that they have to follow: no dating, no spending the night, and if one of them starts to catch feelings, they will end their relationship. During the next few weeks, Adam and Emma hook up everywhere they can. Despite their rules, they're starting to develop feelings for each other. One day at a park, Adam notices Sam talking with Emma, so he texts her that he has really small hands. Therefore, Emma tries to remind him that they are not together. However, Sam patronizes Adam, telling him that his relationship with Emma won't last. Afterward, Adam tries to give his boss a script he wrote for the TV show, although she doesn't have the time to look into it. Her assistant Lucy offers to read it for him. The following evening, Emma, Patrice, and Shira are PMS at the same time. However, Adam comes in to surprise them with cupcakes. As for Emma, he represents her with a music CD he made for her. While listening to the CD, Emma and Adam fall asleep in each other's arms. When she wakes up the following morning, she's terrified at how their relationship turning into dating. She then wakes him up and tells him that he should sleep with other women to stop their attachment. On the other hand, Adam would rather to confess his feeling for her, but he agrees to her request anyway and leaves. Later at a work party, Emma gets drunk enough to make a move on Dr. Metzner, a co-worker at the hospital. Meanwhile, Adam's out with Wallace when his friend Joy confesses her feeling to a girl named Lisa. Coincidentally, he happens to be sitting in the middle, so they start making out. While Wallace takes a picture of the girls kissing Adam, then sends it to Emma. Therefore, she kisses the first person she sees out of jealousy, but she decides to take a cab to his house. When she arrives there, she finds him with two girls from the picture, wearing minimal clothing. Furious, Emma loses her temper at them, which results in them running out of the house. Luckily, Emma and Adam make up after having sex and she tells him not to ghost her again. A few months later, Adam gets surprised at work with a birthday party, where Alvin shows up to gift him with a song. Afterwards, Alvin invites Adam to dinner, since he and Vanessa have something important to share. Evidently, Adam punches the wall in anger, which sends him into the hospital. Emma then rushes to his side at the hospital, but she finds out she is on his emergency contact list, so she tries to end it with him. However, he tells her that he's under heavy medication and he needs her to join him for dinner with Alvin and Vanessa. Naturally, Emma agrees. At night, Adam, Alvin, Emma, and Vanessa are sitting in a restaurant when Alvin informs him that he wants to have a baby with Vanessa. However, they're asking for Adam's blessing. So Adam responds by hitting his head on the table. Seeing his angry, Emma decides to stand up them, saying if she had to pick between Alvin and Adam, she'll pick Adam every time. Before leaving, she declares that Adam the best sex of her life. When they leave the restaurant, Adam shows his gratitude by asking her out on a date. Although she is a bit reluctant, since it'll be Valentine's Day, she agrees. A few days later, Adam picks up Emma from work and they spend the entire day together. A while after, Adam tries to confess his feeling for Emma, but she responds by hitting him and tells him that he's destroying what they have. She then demands him to take her back to the hospital. However, before she gets out of the car, Adam declares that he wants their relationship to end. A few weeks later, Emma's feeling the consequences of her actions. Meanwhile, Adam's episode makes it into the final cut. On the night of the filming, Adam enjoys the positive feedback. On the other hand, Emma's going to Katie's wedding. While she is in the car with her mom, she advises her not to close herself off from people. So afterwards, Emma realizes that she is in love with Adam while taking to Katie, and she encourages her to call him. When she does, she is taken back by Adam's cold attitude. He then tells her that she's only calling him because she feels lonely at the wedding. Therefore, he hangs up on her to take Lucy home, while Emma is racing to get to his house so she can win him back. A few hours later, Emma arrives seconds before. Adam doesn't hide in the bushes. Unfortunately, she finds him taking Lucy inside the house. She then calls Katie crying, telling her she's too late. Meanwhile, Adam keeps trying to kiss Lucy, who he isn't feeling her at all. However, he gets a call from Vanessa that his dad at the hospital since he overdosed on cough syrup. He then discovers when he arrives there that Vanessa wants to break up with him. Afterwards, Adam goes in to check up on his dad. Finally, he decides to forgive his dad because he made a mistake. When he asks him about Emma, he only replies that they are friends. Fortunately, he gives Adam the advice he needs to go after Emma again. Outside, Adam sending Emma a voicemail telling her to come see him. Coincidentally, he watches her pull up at the hospital. He then finds out that Shearer called her about his dad's emergency. Evidently, she starts to apologize for how she mistreated him and tells him that she's in love with him. Relieved, Adam confesses his feeling as well. So the two passionately kiss after being away for so long. With Katie's wedding being the following day, Emma invites him to come with her. The following morning, Emma and Adam talk over breakfast about the new rules of their relationship. Fortunately, they make it back to Santa Barbara just in time for Katie's wedding. Finally, the two hold hands in front of everyone and the movie ends. To watch more explanation of these kind of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.